What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. We've got a brand new Metalfoes monster here today with 2 downward pointing arrows, and it takes 2 materials, but it's Metalfoes more so by name and generic Pendulum support more than anything. I'll explain some interactions with the Pendulum Magicians here in a second, but here is HeavyMetalfoes Electrum. A new Metalfoes appears designed to aid Pendulum decks. Link rating 2, Fire Psychic, Link Effect Monster, attack 1800, links bottom, left, and right. Alright. Materials are any 2 Pendulum monsters. You can use the 3rd effect of this card's name once per turn. So the last effect's a hard once per turn, and for good reason. If this card is Link Summoned, you can place 1 Pendulum monster from your main deck face up in your extra deck. That's any Pendulum monster resourced face up in your extra. That's pretty big for any deck that's Pendulum Summoning. I mean, you're already putting resources back in the extra by just making this, but now you have the choice of a card you're going to Pendulum Summon out, and you're going to get at least 1 more because you use 2 materials, so that's pretty sick. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up card you control, except this card, destroy that card, then add a face-up Pendulum monster in your extra deck to your hand. I really wish here they just said Metalfoes monster, because making this so generic for Pendulums will really become a backdraw to it in the future. This is their point where they could have turned this into something Metalfoes more than name. Yes, Metalfoes cards get advantage in the extra deck by having a Metalfoe on field to fuse with, to use, but realistically, this no longer feels like a Metalfoe card to me, and more so generic Pendulum support, and that's fine. They really hurt the Pendulum mechanic, but out the gate we had Pendulum Magicians being one of the most dominant decks under the Link Reigns era, and you're just giving it power. You're giving power to Pendulums that they don't actually need here. But it adds it to the hand, so it's a resource you've already used, but a lot of the decks, such as Pendulum Magicians, can get a resource by adding it back, activating it, using its own effect to pop, such as Black Fang, Graveyard Revival. You can use Iris, get your trap now in addition to your Star Pendulum Graph. There's just so much this card does for generic Pendulums. And if a card in your Pendulum zone leaves the field, draw a card. You're telling me if Wisdom Eye leaves the field, not only am I drawing a card, but I can put Astrograph out. So Joker Astrograph, Joker grabs Wisdom, any Performer Pal or Magician scale, activate my Astrograph, and also get a draw. What is this? Why is this? How is this? Oh, it is just so good for Pendulums in general that it's insane. It's actually insane that they made this card so generic. So again, this is a Metalfoes card, in my opinion, that is just guised as a Metalfoes, and is Metalfoes by name, but is general Pendulum support by every other means. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you Pendulum duelists truly enjoy this card. I actually enjoy this card despite how I've just ranted on it. I'm a Pendulum duelist. I've enjoyed Pendulums for the past couple of years, but at the same time, if you're gonna name it Metalfoes, make it go towards Metalfoes. They're just so darn generic on a lot of these Link Reigns pack cards.